City Planning Meeting is coming to order. So good evening. I am the acting chair of the Saginaw City Planning Commission. This is a regular meeting of the City Planning Commission. On the petition, special land use or site plan approval request in which you are interested in is called, please come forward to the podium. Give your name, address to the secretary for the record. After the applicant presentation, others may comment. The meeting is videotaped, so it is important that only one person speak at a time and the audience observe respect for the speaker. An affirmative vote of the majority of the members present is necessary to grant a petition, special land use, or site plan approval. Recommendations on all petitions made by the commission are then forwarded to City Council. Are there any questions? If there are none, the secretary please call roll.
Commissioner Bland?
Present.
Commissioner Zawerko? Commissioner Faust? Commissioner Clark?
Here.
Commissioner Lamar? Here. Commissioner Milne?
Here.
Commissioner Moore?
Here.
Commissioner Nash?
Here.
Commissioner Ostash?
Here.
Mr. Acting Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Everybody has the agenda in front of them. Do we have an approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Support. All those in favor, signify.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, now we're on to the fun part, new
You gotta
business.
do minutes.
Oh, sorry.
Huh?
Gotta do minutes.
All minutes?
Yep.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the minutes for January.
So moved.
Support. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Now on to new business, election of officers. So we do not have a chair at the present moment, and I would like to nominate Mr. Milne as chair, Mr. Clark vice chair, and myself as secretary. Do we have a second? First-
Second.
Support. Oh, no support. I forgot you made the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Here you go.
That's safe. Which is happy.
The next order of business is a public hearing, case J23-0176, special use permit for retail marijuana establishment at 1215 Court Street. The guidelines for a public hearing are as follows. We will now begin the public hearing for this special land use permit. The purpose of the public hearing is to address the commission with regard to the subject of the hearing, not other topics. Speakers shall address their remarks to the commission as a whole and not to individual commission members, city staff, or the audience. The applicant whose application is the subject of the hearing or their designated representative shall be the main presenter and will be allowed 10 minutes for their presentation. Each additional speaker commenting on the subject of the meeting will be limited to 3 minutes. Is there anyone here who would like to comment on this case?
Hello, my name is Ryan Jocks. I'm the attorney for the applicant, McConna Fields. Do you need my address?
Yep.
604 North Foster Avenue, Lansing, Michigan, 48912. I don't really have extensive comments. I don't think I'll last 10 minutes. McConna Fields is purchasing a already fully built and ready to operate retail facility that never ended up getting fully licensed. So they're purchasing the real estate and obviously working on the getting the city license. So the goal is to take over the facility without making any changes to the floor plan or the site plan. So we're going to follow the already approved special use permit parameters that the initial applicant had submitted a year or so ago, I believe. There might be some small changes to the way we organize some of the main interior rooms, but no floor plan changes to the wall to the walls inside and no changes to the exterior. Except for signage will be a different name, but in the same space.
Any questions from the commission?
Not during the public hearing.
Not during this part, okay, just want to be
Can
sure.
I say anything?
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Is there any other comment on this application? Okay.
I would only add or correct that,
Yeah, give your name and address, please.
can you hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. Brett Taylor, 18916 Bishop Road, Chesaning, 48616. That this actually was, I believe, approved for the special use permit, and then it was, state certified and licensed through the state as well already. They just didn't get a chance to actually open the doors there. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Is there anyone else who wishes to comment on this case? Any additional comments on this case number? I will ask the commissioners for a vote.
One more time.
Oh, one more? Following the initial, okay, one more. Is there anyone else who would care to comment on this case? No one having come forward, I would entertain a motion from the commissioners to close the public hearing.
So move more.
Support.
It has been moved and supported to close the public hearing. Does Cassie ask for a vote, or do I do? No, you do. Okay. The commissioners in favor, please say aye.
No, hold on. You do a motion to approve.
They didn't,
And
they didn't
close
vote on
it.
the motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, I'm so sorry, you're right.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Now we will move on to approval for the special use permit.
So move more.
The motion is to be in favor of granting the permit for J230176, 1215 Court Street. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Oh,
Discussion.
I got something I'm supposed to read. Make sure I read it right. The recommendation to the Planning Commission is to approve the proposed issuance of a special use permit to McConna Fields LLC to operate a marijuana retail establishment at 1215 Court, pending the applicant successfully securing approval by the city clerk for adult use marijuana establishment license. Is that the motion?
That's the motion.
Okay. Commissioner Clark.
Yes, I have a question just for clarification. The proponents have both indicated no changes in exterior, and the application indicates no change in the exterior except swapping out signage, but there is an attachment that suggests new construction with, that looks like it may be some kind of a change. So is that correct, or this is from the prior construction proposal?
That's the fire.
Hang on a sec, that question needs to be directed to staff at this point. If you want to question the applicant, then you need a motion to go outside the regular order of business.
Yeah, that's fine. So, you're stating that this was attached for any particular reason, since it's not actually applicable here?
Well, it's applicable because you're approving both the elevation with the signage.
But there's no new construction, so.
No
probably
new interior wall changes. There is some reconfiguration, but nothing different from what was originally approved. It's really more for information purposes anyway.
Well, and that's what it was, seemed to be, it didn't seem consistent, so I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. That's all.
Commissioner Moore.
I just got a question. This is a swap out from one owner to another.
If you want to term it that way, yes.
I'm sorry, so, you know I had to put it in layman's
Yeah, I know.
terms, so I understand you. So,
Excuse me.
we approved this already, and we're just going back, we're changing name. It's a
Yes.
swap out. That's correct.
And SUP is not transferable.
I didn't hear you.
The SUP is not transferable from owner to owner.
Special land use.
Yeah, the special use
Okay.
permit is not
Yeah,
transferable,
so
so.
each one has to apply.
correct.
Right. Right.
So yes, it's a swap out.
Any further questions for staff? I believe we have a motion and a second for this application. All those in favor of approving the application for the special use permit? Aye. Any, all opposed? The application is approved and will be forwarded to the city council.
Nope,
I thought that's what it said.
doesn't go to city council.
Outside. Where does it then reside?
It's done, it's granted.
Okay,
This is done this day in.
it's the other one that's gonna go to council.
Correct.
Okay. We are now at the public comment period of the meeting. Is there anyone who wishes to address the commission? Anyone here for general public comment? We don't need a motion to close public comment, do we? No. We are now on to old business. Oh, okay. Excuse me 1 second. Quickly end up signing something. Old business. We have before us a proposed zoning ordinance amendment regulating solar energy systems. Can we read some of the background here, or?
At this point, you had a motion on the table to approve at the last meeting, and then there was a subsequent motion to postpone. So you're at the point where there can be continued discussion and questions to staff, and then a vote can be called.
Should I ask it to be brought up from the table, or is it just postponed? We're
It's
just in the,
postponed. Yep.
okay, we are in that business. Is there additional discussion or comments on the proposed ordinance change? Commissioner Clark.
Yeah, it seems I have the only ones having comment.
Stays.
In general, I'm not opposed to the proposal, but I have a question regarding, and this probably could have been raised before, but I'm not sure I caught it then. Under 153 blank, we haven't renumbered it yet. Principal use solar power systems, there are references to small scale, principal use, SES, and large scale. But I don't see the definition of small or large scale. Am I
Yeah,
missing something?
No, the definition is in there. It's,
I see the,
I gotta find it, sorry.
under definitions, you do include.
Yeah, principal use definitions, I'm on page 3, about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
okay.
6
Yeah.
down.
All right.
Small scale systems are generally 2 megawatts or
I got it.
less,
Yep.
and
I missed that. Thank you for correcting that.
Yep.
It's at the end of the definition. I'm not sure it should be in that. As, it should probably be separate, but that's fine. Leave it.
well, I mean, it's
It's
part
a-
of the principal use. I mean,
It
there's.
is.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the only question I had.
Any other questions on the wording of the ordinance?
Who makes,
Zoning code.
yeah, I will ask one other question, I apologize. Who makes the decision on, with the change that you did add regarding the and/or in accordance with the manufacturer installation specifications, who makes the decision whether that applies?
You do. You all do.
Well, but I mean, in a particular instance,
Oh, in a particular instance?
yes.
Well, that's something that you would work out with the building inspector.
It's just a matter with the inspector then.
Yeah, because they have to ensure that the installation is being done correctly. And so the burden is back, I mean, if you're gonna install them yourselves, you as the homeowner, you have to install them per the manufacturer's specifications. And therefore, the burden of proof is on you to show the inspector, once the final inspection is done, that they were done in accordance with the manufacturer's specification.
I do understand that, but is it that the owner who says, I am doing it under that provision?
Yes, because individuals can build their own garages or whatever. They just have to provide the plan, and then the inspector has to ensure that it was done according to the plan. And in that case, it would have been, you know, for a garage, for example, it would have been a stamped drawing, and they just make sure that it was done correctly.
Well, now you are confusing me. If it has to be according to a stamped drawing instead of the manufacturer's specifications,
Same
aren't
thing.
they opposite?
No, because the manufacturer's specification would typically be a stamped engineered design.
Oh, okay.
Commissioner Moore?
I didn't need clarification. Was this not the group that, it was a group that came in front of us and talked about this?
No, this came from staff.
Staff.
This was staff
I thought
generated.
somebody came in front of us and talked about this same thing. Okay, all right.
There might have been a couple public comments in support of it.
It's
I
been
don't
a
recall
minute.
if there was or not.
Last month, we couldn't do it because we didn't have enough.
No, there were concerns that
Oh,
and
okay.
questions, so.
Any additional questions on the proposed ordinance, zoning ordinance change? The chair would entertain a motion for the planning commission, if favorable to the proposed changes, final language to amend chapter 153 zoning code to regulate solar energy systems within the city of Saginaw will be forwarded to the city council for consideration and adoption.
You have a motion.
Oh,
From the
that's right, we're in
listening.
the middle of a motion. Has it been seconded?
Yes.
Okay, then I guess we're ready to vote on that. All those in support of that motion?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. All right, see nothing else under old business. The next thing on the agenda is adjournment. Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
All opposed? We stand adjourned.